Hello, dear friends. Thank you for joining me again. Finding yourself here to practice some yoga. Today, our centering thought will be, who are you? Who are you? Feeling into all of the versions of you that you've been, noticing this moment, the version of you that you are. Really almost making it an identity that we are someone who practices for ourselves, for our world, for our lives. We'll begin to stretch our arms up, lengthening into the side body. Free yourself. It's so easy to get stuck in the same mode of being, the same story of who you are. Yes, I am human. I walk with my arms to my sides all day. I sleep with my arms to my sides, sit with my arms to my sides. So just the reverse. It might not be very efficient to walk around like this as a human, but we can be this too. Releasing and dropping our arms. We'll wave them around, move some air. Bringing the attention to the breath. We'll squeeze out all the air, connecting our hands below. Beginning our practice of a big inhale. We'll reach up, connect above, gaze upwards. Release the air, soften. Connect the hands down below. Completing the first cycle. We'll do 3 more. Floating between these extremes. Asking ourselves, who are we? Noticing how we are ceaselessly changing as body, as mind, as environment. And yet the part of us that's aware, that's paying attention, is so stable. Shifting our perception of self towards that. We'll release, completing our 4 first cycles. We'll inhale again, reaching up, connect above, bend the knees, tilt the hips, float the hands down to the earth, squeezing all the air out. Inhale, the palms back up for the first cycle. Doing 3 more. Again, as we go through these movements, asking, who am I? Why am I here? What can I do? Completing our first 4 cycles. We'll complete them coming into a forward fold. Staying here again for 4 breaths. Maybe just for a moment, identifying with this surrenderer. Completely folded forward. You might feel vulnerable. You might feel weak. You might feel stiff or hurt even. Acknowledging that even though we feel these things are not us. That we are the one that's aware of it all. Release. Folding deeper still. Begin to inhale. Send the palms up. Connect above. Gathering energy as you bring the palms down towards the heart. Holding this moment. Who am I? What am I here to do? I am here to breathe. I am here to feel. I am here to have a heartbeat. To feel the ground underneath my feet. Release. Stepping to the front of the mat. Arms to the sides as you squeeze the air out. Inhale. Send them back up high. Connecting above, bend the knees, tilt the hips, float both hands to the earth. Stepping one of our feet back, nice and straight. Stack the front knee over the front ankle. Inhaling up into a warrior one. Release. Melt over the front knee. Completing our first cycle. Doing 3 more. Again, as we're oscillating between the warrior all the way to the top and the one that surrenders at the bottom, we'll notice we can be different versions of ourselves. And then again, asking, who am I? Not trying to give you an existential crisis, but just really trying to speak to that part of you that already knows you are different, you are. Release. Stepping the back foot to meet the front. Step the other foot back straight, stacking the front knee over the front ankle again. We'll do 4 on this side. Slow and steady. Embracing the full range of motion. Completing our 4 cycles. Connect both hands to the earth. Step the back foot to meet the front. In this forward fold, we'll lengthen as we inhale once. Exhale. Fold deeper still. Inhale. Send the palms high, connect them above. Gather energy as you bring them down towards the heart. Noticing this feeling, this moment, the air you're breathing, your heartbeat, your body. So much to be grateful for. Maybe planting a little bit of a seed with the question of who am I? To just say, I am grateful. I am grateful to have this moment right now. Accepting it and then releasing it. We'll begin to step ourselves wide. Arms out to the sides into a T. Expand and then begin to release. Tilt and twist, opposing hand to opposing foot, other hand up to the sky, gaze upwards. Inhale, out of the twist. Exhale, twist to the other side. Completing a cycle. We'll do 3 more. So beautiful to me. How yesterday, during the same yoga stream, I was literally doing these poses in the rain. And now the sun is blasting down on me. I noticed the change. And it's so beautiful that I get to be, in this circumstance, to have this opportunity to do the same practice with changes. To ask myself who I am every day as I do things that might seem the same. Completing our 4 cycles, we'll begin to send both arms up high, lengthen, and then release, tilting at the hips, float the hands down to the ground. Squeeze all the air out. Inhale using the full range of motion. Option to point the toes closer to the hands for extra mobility. Really try and sink the head down as low as you can go. Below the heart, preferably. Reversing this order that we believe we are, right? We believe sometimes that we are our minds, the thinking side, that we can think something and go and do it, and then we believe that's what came first. Really feel into your heart as the potential center of your consciousness. As you release and squeeze out this fourth and final exhale, begin to inhale, sending the palms up high. Connect them above, step the feet underneath the hips as you bring the hands towards the heart. Holding this moment one last time. Who am I? I am loving. I am kind. I am grateful. I am one with the divine. Release. Begin to step to the front of the mat once again. Arms to the sides. Squeeze the air out. Inhale. Send them back up high. Connect above, bend the knees, tilt the hips. Connect both hands to the ground. Stepping both feet back this time. Send the hips up high as you squeeze the air out into a downward facing dog. Beginning to inhale slowly and with control. Drop the knees. Drop the belly as you gaze up to the sky into a cow. Release. Round the spine, push the hips back into that downward facing dog. Setting up to do 3 more. Slow and steady. Moving with the breath. Completing our 4 full cycles. We'll begin to bring ourselves a little bit back on the mat. Send the knees nice and wide. Palms far out in front of us. Bringing our forehead to the ground. A child's pose. A moment to remember and to know who you are. To realize and to remember that you are the inner child. That you always have been. That all of the layers of separation, hopes and dreams, anticipations, expectations have slowly but surely taken us away from this truth that is now, that is you. Naive, ignorant, unadulterated, pure consciousness. Release. Beginning to imagine the moon dangling above our heads. We'll inhale, sending the palms up high. Gather the palms around that moon energy, bringing it down into the earth. Sending ourselves out to the front of the mat into a plank. Release the air as you release the weight. Inhale, arching the back up into a mini cobra. Release. Push yourself back into that initial child's pose. Completing the first cycle, we'll do 3 more. Letting yourself flow. Letting yourself be who you are. Not judging, but allowing. Completing our 4 full cycles. We'll find ourselves back in this child's pose, taking a moment to connect, to melt away the things that are not you. Almost like a object heated so warm that any caramelized little piece of sugar, debris, nonsense, if you will, becomes completely dry, scabbed up, and eventually just falls off. Acknowledging that even though these things might feel so a part of us, all we have to do is burn brightly as the consciousness that we are to free ourselves. Release. Beginning to bring ourselves to our backs. We'll squeeze out all the air as we sink down to the ground, connecting to the earth, feeling her love, her support, like being held. A baby in a mama's arms. Thanking her for allowing us to be this. And then beginning to inhale, we'll stack our knees above our hips, squeezing the air out as we rest our fingertips lightly on the knees, feet off the ground. We'll begin our final few cycles of a big inhale, arms above the head, feet up to the sky, point the toes towards the face. Release, back to that neutral position. Inhale, feet close to the hips, arms above the head, send the hips up high. A bridge. Release this pose as you release the weight, release the air, coming back to that neutral position. Starting to do 3 more. Slow and steady. Make it your own. Option to do a wheel instead of a bridge if that serves you. Completing our 4 full cycles. We'll take a big inhale, sending both arms, both legs up to the sky. See them in your field of vision, and then slowly release them with the air down to the ground. As soon as you connect, let everything out. Melt. Completing our practice, we'll begin to bring ourselves back to the breath, to the body, wiggling our fingers and our toes, rotating our wrists and our ankles. We'll send the arms out to the sides into a T, knees nice and high. We'll drop them to one side and then to another, twisting the spine, We'll release finally any tension. Completing a few twists. We'll bring both knees close to the chest, squeezing out all the air. And then feeling the self-created restriction, we'll stretch ourselves out wide. Oh, expand. Receive universal energy. And then be willing to release this too. Out of the anything and everything you could have chosen to do, you chose to unite with you, to practice some yoga, dear friend. That's who you are. You're someone who practices. I'm proud of you. Rub your hands together, create some warmth, some heat, some healing energy. And if there's any body part calling for any healing energy, place your hands on that body part, knowing you can heal yourself, believing that with time and patience, this will be no exception. Completing. We'll come to our sides into a fetal position. Seated is also okay if that serves you. Just take a moment to reintegrate, noticing the body, noticing the breath, noticing the environment you call your own, noticing your life. Acknowledging that when we start by showing up like this for ourselves, it's so much easier to show up for everything else. Thank you, dear friend, for showing up with me today. I hope to see you again soon.